Hi, my name is Stephen Baker, and today I'll be presenting our paper, Avatar-Mediated Communication in Social VR, an in-depth exploration of older adult interaction in an emerging communication platform. Our paper reports on the final stages of a 3-year research project that explored how social VR might be used to support the needs of older adults. The project used participatory action research as its overarching methodology, and this meant partnering closely with our participants on all aspects of the work. This extended to inviting participants to take part in reporting on the research findings, and we're proud of the fact that 2 of the co-authors on this paper were participants in our project. We report on a 5-month user study that involved 16 older adults between the age of 70 and 81. During the user study, the participants met in a social VR environment that was co-designed with the group in earlier stages of the project. This co-design work has been detailed in prior work. The social VR environment consisted of a schoolroom where participants could meet in groups of 3, plus a facilitator, myself, to reminisce about their school experiences. Participants were located at either a regional or metropolitan site during the user study, which was separated by a distance of 150 kilometres or 93 miles. Participants from the 2 sites were meeting for the first time in the social VR environment. As part of the participatory design process, the older adults created their own avatars, which they could choose to embody during the user study sessions. One was based on a realistic depiction of how they looked, and the other was a freeform design that we referred to as their cartoon avatar. During the participatory design work that preceded the user study, participants also brought in physical artefacts, such as school books and photographs, that were digitised and turned into 3D objects, which they could generate and pass around in the social VR sessions to promote conversation. We conducted 26 social VR sessions during the user study, with each lasting an average of 44 minutes. The study sought to respond to the research question, how can older adult experiences of avatar-mediated communication in social VR inform the design of future systems aimed at older users? A combination of video, survey and interview data was collected and analysed during the user study. And from this we report on 4 major themes that respond to the research question. In our discussion section, we reflect on these themes and contribute 6 design reflections that further explore the potential for social VR to meet the communication needs of older users. While I don't have time in this video to look extensively at these results, I do want to speak to some of the overarching themes explored in the work. I look forward to discussing other aspects of the paper in the Q&A. One of the subjects explored in our paper relates to how the experience of embodying their avatars in social VR opened up the potential for older users to communicate in less inhibited ways. For example, several introverted participants said they felt more empowered to speak in group situations when embodied as an avatar. We also discovered that participants felt more comfortable discussing personal, often traumatizing stories from early in their lives while embodied as an avatar. They described feeling their avatar provided a layer of protection that would not exist if they were telling such stories face to face. Participants also described feeling that the adaptability of avatar's appearance provided the potential for a new range of tailored communication experiences. For example, Bernard, who had recently celebrated his 50th wedding anniversary, spoke about how he would have liked to have been able to embody an avatar that showed what he and his wife had looked like on their wedding day. We draw on these results in our design reflections to contribute a design concept for an intergenerational communication app that would allow grandparents and grandchildren to share a bedtime story while embodying characters from the book in social VR. While these results speak to the potential benefits of social VR for older users, our work also highlights some of the challenges that will need to be addressed for it to meet their needs. One such challenge relates to the issue of facilitating emotional expression via avatars in social VR. Our final design reflection identifies some of the attributes we believe will need to be addressed by future systems if this challenge is to be addressed. We conclude our paper by arguing, based on our long-term engagement with our participants, for older adults to play a greater role in evaluating the design of emerging technologies. As Len, one of our participants, put it, older adults are coming from a different point of discovery, and we believe that much can be learned by inviting older users into the design process. Thank you for watching this presentation, and I look forward to discussing the project further in the Q&A.